79. I am Mudassar Farooq, the Sergeant at Arm for today's meetings. Before we begin, let me read out the mission of our Toastmasters Club. We provide a supportive and positive learning experience in which members are empowered to develop communication and leadership skills, resulting in a greater confidence and personal growth. For better listening, better thinking, and better speaking, we learn by doing. Thank you. I request you all to silence your cell phones during the course of the meeting. Since we are in an online meeting, members other than role players, meeting leaders, and speakers are advised to mute their microphones during the meeting. You are urged to applaud using the emojis and through your videos. As a general rule, Toastmaster encourages all speakers and role players to speak on any topic except politics, religion, and sex. As a, I hope you all will enjoy today's meeting as I would. Let me now hand over control of the meeting to the presiding officer, a great Toastmaster, confident speaker, and an exemplary leader, our club president, distinguished Toastmaster Sridhar. Toastmaster Sridhar, you're on mute.
Now I'm sorry. Thank you, Acting Sergeant at Arms, or Mudassar Farooq, and for a generous introduction. Today's theme is determination. Nothing is achieved without we are being determined and focused. And to achieve those, uh, anything in life, you need to have that patience, the tenacity to face the breakdowns and obstacles to reach our goals. So I really commend the word master to have this word tenacity, who will explain. And now I have a great leader who would uh, run the show of being a Toastmaster of the day. He has just joined Toastmaster perhaps 8 months back, 6 to 8 months back, and is so his initiative is mind-boggling to grow. Now he can handle any role anywhere, and he helps all the clubs. He's service oriented. He is from Bihar Engineering College, Darbhanga, and he is now working as a quality assurance manager in Middle East Cables. He is the current vice president education of Grand Professionals and a vice president membership of Mobili Never Surrender Club. And wherever you ask him any help, he'll be the first person to come. And he has learned so much. People think he's in Toastmaster for many years, but he is there only for 7 months. That kind of initiative he has taken to develop himself. Please help me welcome Hassan Hussain, who will be the Toastmaster of the day today.
Thank you, Presiding Officer, for this kind and generous introduction. Fellow Toastmasters and my distinguished guest, a warm good morning to you all. I welcome you all to this pleasant morning and this pleasant event where we will determine ourselves towards a goal, towards an objective in our life. Nothing can be achieved without having dedication and determination towards something. To be a winner, you must be determined towards your goal. You don't need to do different things, but do your things differently. Motivate yourself, be determined on why you need to do that and how you will do that. Whatever decision you make, be consistent to that.
Parents என்ன சுத்தி தானே சார் சொன்னீங்க? ஓகே.
Before that, Toastmaster Arunachalam, can you unmute yourself, please? Thank you. So, dear fellow Toastmaster, as I was saying, to win any race, to win any competition, we need to be determined and focused to towards our goal. We have to give 100% effort, whatever we are determined to achieve. Because if you give half input, half effort, it doesn't bring you half result. Indeed, instead it brings no result. To get full result, you have to put your full effort. Otherwise, you will be end up nowhere. Many times we are focused, we are energized to our journey, but in the midway of our struggle or our dedication, what happens? We lose our interest and we leave the path in midway. And we don't realize that might be our goal very near to us, but we give up in a moment before we could have win at that time if we continued with full dedication and determination. So my humble request, my humble opinion to all the Toastmasters is, whenever you determine the goal, be firm to that, be consistent toward that, and be determined, never give up. You should have a capability of winner. Be yourself, feel yourself as a winner. You can do wonders if you are dedicated towards something. The most important thing is how you tackle that. We all have certain problems, certain difficulties in our life, but we shall not try to avoid it by giving some excuses, but try to find out the solution. If we have problem, there must be a solution. Until and unless we are determined to solve that. Otherwise, if we keep the problem as it is and we try to run away, we try to hide away, it will not solve your problem. That will remain as it is. So try to find the solution for that problem, complete that task with full energy, and whatever effort you do, take it up to the last moment, up to the last stage until you achieve it. Because as I said, putting half effort will bring no result instead of half. So put your full effort and get your result and be the winner. And that comes with the determination, with the passion towards achieving something. If you give time with dedication, surely you can achieve it. Whatever things in your life, if you start giving time to that, I guarantee you that things will become yours. Be it your personal life, your work, your friend circle. If you start giving time to that and with focus, dedication, surely that things will become yours. Fellow Toastmaster, I urge you to have this momentum, have this space that you shall never quit. As said by Vince Lombardi, he said that winners never quit and quitters never win. I would like to quote one of the greatest leaders, Nelson Mandela. He said that it always seems impossible until it is done. So while we are doing something, it seems for us impossible till we get it done. So be determined, be focused, don't give up in halfway till you reach the goal. I wish you all success in your life. With this momentum and with this passion of being determined in our life pace, let us move towards the proceeding of our educational session. In our education session, we have the first is the prepared speech session, then table topics, and then it will be evaluation session. In the prepared speech session, we have lineup of 3 prepared speakers. We will hear from them as per the project criteria. Before I call my first speaker, let us hear from his evaluator regarding the objective.
Point of order, Hassan, you have to call the roll.
Thank you very much, distinguished Toastmaster.
Also the word master. Also the word master you have to call. Okay.
Well noted, sir. So thanks to distinguished Toastmaster for reminding me. Dear fellow Toastmaster, to achieve any goal and to make any event successful, I believe it is never a one-man show. It is always a teamwork, team that plays the key role to make that event success. What we call team is like together everyone achieves more. So with that, let us call all our team leaders, the meeting leaders, the pillar of the meeting, who will be assisting us during this meeting proceeding. For that, we have different leaders here. I will be calling them to explain their objectives. Let us hear from our word master, Toastmaster Dr. Arunachalam.
Good morning, Toastmasters and wonderful guests. Today, our word is tenacity, which means the quality and fact of being very determined. I request all speakers is encouraged to use of the word of the day. I will give the report on usage of the word of the day when called upon during the meeting. Back to Toastmasters.
Thank you, Toastmaster Dr. Arunachalam, for explaining the word. I encourage all the speakers, evaluators, to use the word of the day as much as possible in their speeches. Now let us hear from another meeting leader who will be guiding us and assisting us in improving our vocabulary and the grammatical pronunciation, the sentences. And to do this, again, we have the Toastmaster, that is Dr. Arunachalam. I would like to call Toastmaster Dr. Arunachalam once again to explain his role as a grammarian. Toastmaster Dr. Arunachalam. Toastmaster Dr. Arunachalam, are you there?
Connection is lost, looks like, or maybe, don't know.
Meantime, we get him back. Let us hear from our another pillar.
He's come.
Okay.
Once again, good morning to Toastmasters and guests. As a grammarian, it is my responsibility to play close to attain all the speaker, listening carefully to their language usage. I will take note any important language as well as any outstanding words, speech, marks, or proverbs I thought. I will give the grammarian reports when called upon during the meeting. Back to Toastmaster of the day.
Thank you, grammarian, for wonderfully explaining the role of yours today. Now let us hear from our another Toastmaster who will be taking care of how many number of filler words or you can say that pauses or unavoidable words we use in our speeches. And to do that, we have another meeting leader who will be doing the role of R counter, Toastmaster Hidayatullah Beg. Toastmaster Hidayatullah, can you explain your role as R counter?
Yeah. Good morning, Toastmaster Hassan, fellow Toastmasters and guests. The purpose of the R counter is to note the words and sounds that are used as a crutch or pause filler by anyone who speaks. During the meeting, I will listen to the overused words, including and, well, but, so, and you know. I will also listen for filler words, including and I will also note when a speaker repeats a word or phrase such as I or this means. At the end of the meeting, I will report the number of times that each speaker used these expressions. Thank you, Toastmaster Hassan.
Thank you, Toastmaster Hidayatullah, for explaining your role as an R counter. Now let us call our next meeting leader. He is a key player, an important team leader who will be guiding us throughout the meeting and reminding us about the importance of time management, how important the time is. Time, what we call is money. So let us hear from our timer about the role of his today. For this, we have Toastmaster Muhammad Nauman. You're muted, Toastmaster Nauman.
Yeah, sorry. Thank you, Mr. Toastmaster of the day. Good morning, fellow Toastmasters and guests. I am grateful to Toastmaster Dr. Sundar, Toastmaster Sayesani, and Toastmaster Hassan Hussain for their mentoring and guidance. I am really thankful to our president, MECA KSA Toastmaster Club, distinguished Toastmaster Esther Sridhar, to assign me this role. Actually, initially I was planning not to attend this meeting because I have to travel to Lhasa for an official assignment. But when I received instruction from my club president that we have to perform this role, so I changed my plan to go to the official assignment after the meeting. Now I will just tell you briefly about my role. My role as a timer is to keep time for all the prepared speeches, table topic speeches, and the evaluation speeches. For this purpose, I will use 3 different colors, that is green, yellow, and red. The green color will indicate that the speaker hit the qualifying time. The yellow color means the speaker hits the target time. It's halfway between the minimum time and the maximum time. And the red colors when the allotted time is finished. After the red color, after the red colors appear on the screen, each speaker have 30 minutes to wrap up a speech. For prepared speeches, like we have one icebreaker from our Toastmaster Umer Shafiq, the ideal length is for 4 to 6 minutes, where the green shows at 4, yellow at 5, and red at the 6. For prepared speeches, we have 2 prepared speeches from our Toastmaster Anand Pillai and Mudassar Farooq. The ideal length is 5 to 7 minutes, where the green will show at 5, yellow at 6, and red at 7. No, for table topics, the screen will be at green at 1, yellow at 1.5 minutes, and red at a 2. For evaluation, the green color will appear at 2 minutes, yellow at 2.5 minutes, and red at 3 minutes. For table topic evaluation speeches, actually we have 30 seconds for one speaker. So if we have 6 table topic speakers, we have 3 minutes. At the screen will be green at 3, yellow at 3.5, and red at 4, sorry. I will be present my report when called upon by the Toastmaster of the day. Over to you, Mr. Toastmaster.
Thank you, Toastmaster Nauman, for the detailed explanation about your role. Now let us hear from our next meeting leader, that is vote counter. And for this, we have Toastmaster Dr. Sundar Ramalingam. Sundar, please explain your.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster of the day. As the vote counter, I'll help you select the best speaker, best meeting leader, best evaluator, best table topic speaker, and the best of big 3. So we shall be doing the voting using Google Forms links. And as and when it is being called upon, I'll share the Google Form link on the chat box. And you can vote for the best role player whom you feel fulfill their role to the best of their abilities. Back to you, Mr. Toastmaster.
Thank you, Toastmaster Sundar. Fellow Toastmasters and my beloved guest. Today we have an educational session to be given by the right person on the right topic. We have an educational session on how to face the table topics. We will learn today from the experienced Toastmaster who is a champion in this. And to conduct this educational session, we have a dynamic leader, a champion, a speaker, area champion, SATAC semi-finalist, current VP Education of Taj, and President-elect for next programming year from Taj Toastmaster Club. That is none other than Toastmaster Dr. Sundar Ramalingam. Please give him a big round of applause. Timer, please note the time is 10 minutes.
890.
8, 9, yeah. 8 at.
Yeah, green at 8,
Yes.
yellow at 9, and red at 10.
Yes, perfect.
Okay, fine. Fellow Toastmasters of MECA KSA Club and all other members of Toastmastering community present here, a warm good morning to you all. It is indeed my pleasure being here to give you a session on table topics, how to tackle table topics. Well, the thought of table topics usually gives us a little bit of fear and apprehension because it is all about speaking on your feet. What is the speaking on your feet? So is this about like you talk with your feet? No. Jokes apart, it is basically to answer any question or any topic within a very short span of time. You are given the topic and you are probably given a few seconds to think about it, and then you have to start speaking about it. Well, I have a short presentation. So we all know that table topics is indeed a short speech. So as far as we see here in Toastmasters, it is just a 2-minute speech. The bare minimum is 1 minute to qualify, and 2.5 minutes is the maximum that you can speak about. Even in real life scenarios, nobody expects you to speak impromptu for more than 3 or 4 minutes. So it is all about being prepared or being geared up for this 3 to 4 minutes where you have to answer to the spot on and the right way so that you are delivering your message. So let me just go on to the short presentation. I'll share my screen. Can you all see my screen?
Yes, we can see.
Okay, thank you. So this word table topics is basically a trademarked term used by Toastmasters International. I would rather prefer to use the word impromptu speaking skill because it is not just table topics that we always follow. Impromptu speaking is something that we all need to know about. This is what is going to help us. And how is it important? So let me just show you a quotation from Mark Twain. Mark Twain says that it usually takes me more than 3 weeks to prepare a good impromptu speech. So although you are speaking on your feet, you're speaking on the trot, the topic is given and you are expected to speak within a very short span of time. To give a really good impromptu speech and to deliver a proper message, it is necessary that you have to be soundly prepared. So this is what it takes to answer a table topic, be it in any forum. So if it could be in your office, it could be in a professional forum, it could be in a social forum like Toastmasters. The topic could be related to your career. The topic could be related to something that you're learning, or the topic could be something general like what we normally do here in Toastmasters. All of it requires preparation. So one of the important things that I always emphasize whenever I deliver an education session on table topics is like, gear yourself up with all the information that you can. You need to read, you need to watch video logs, you can watch anything, any source of information, try to gather information. So that way, preparing for an impromptu speaking session or preparing for table topics per se is a very good knowledge gaining experience. You will be learning about so many things. Okay, so this is the first exercise, and this can happen at any point in time. You can do it at your leisure, you can do it in a dedicated time slot or whatever may it be. For example, if it is going to be an interview where you expect all these kind of impromptu questions, probably you'll have to dedicate yourself probably a week or 2 or even a month to prepare exactly what could be expected and anticipated and keep yourself ready. So preparation is one of the most important aspects which has to be done like a homework. Okay, now let us come to the primary point that we are focusing here on today's session, which is to tackle the table topics as and when it is given. So what are the strategies that we can follow? So as I mentioned to you, the important objective of this session is like to recognize the benefits of impromptu speaking, anticipate impromptu speaking situations, utilize tactics for thinking quickly, and prepare a speech with short notice. What are the benefits? Your confidence is exponentially increased. If you are determined enough and if you have the tenacity to address an impromptu speech or a table topic with confidence, believe me, your confidence as a public speaker and a communicator is vastly improved. And this can throw over opportunities for you. Maybe in any forum it could be, it can open up opportunities for you. So that is the main idea why we need to know and why we need to gain the confidence in this particular area of Toastmasters communication. And one of the important skills that you will develop as a proficient table topic or impromptu speaker is to think under pressure. Imagine, see, one of the important scenarios that where I train myself or I see myself every time I'm giving a table topic is when I am on the contest. Now in Toastmasters, we have speech contest. So table topic speech contest is one particular category. And you are thrown over on the stage and you are given a topic and you have barely 5 to 10 seconds to think over it and then speak. And you are standing in front of a huge audience. And if you falter in any particular way, it's going to be a huge embarrassment. So this is how thinking under pressure is. This scenario could be extrapolated even in your workplace. Imagine you are being asked by your senior or a boss or even a subordinate about a particular issue, which is like an impromptu speech that you have to give. And you have to deliver at that point in time. And so you need to be prepared to think under pressure. So this is where your idea of preparation, the homework, matters most. If you have had your homework very well, all that you have to do is recapitulate all those thoughts in those 5 to 10 seconds of time that is given to you to think, and you will deliver the message. For that matter, any speech, be it a 2-minute speech, 1-minute speech, or even a 15-minute speech, it always has to have the organized structure. It has to have an opening, body, and a conclusion. So table topics are no exception to that. You have to formulate the speech in such a way that you have a good opening. Usually what we say here in Toastmasters Arena is like we train speakers to have a grandiose opening. You grab the attention of the audience. So you need to have a grand opening. And then you go on to the body of the speech, which is your tailor-made message that you wish to target your audience with. And then you go on with the conclusion, usually, which is a reinforcement of your primary message. So this is in short. So some techniques that I personally practice and I also learned from others is like taking a deep breath at that point of thinking under pressure really helps you to sink in. Another technique which is popularly told by one of my mentors, distinguished Toastmaster Roji Matthew, who is a senior member of our Taj Club. He always says, like, the moment you receive a topic, smile. No matter how much of stress and tension that you have in your mind, just smile and then take a deep look around all of the people around and then take a deep breath. And this is a moment that you are actually focusing within yourself to capitulate or recapitulate those points that you have prepared early on. Some of the tactics that we normally do, okay, or which is suggested to tackle the table topic is like listen carefully. Table topics is an exercise in speaking, but the foremost thing that you have to do is listen carefully, because the moment you say that, okay, you are out on the open for a table topic or an impromptu speech session, you already have the stress building up. And this stress peaks up when you are actually given the topic. So how do you do it? You have to listen to the topic carefully. If you miss even one word, then probably the entire message that you're going to deliver is totally going to be out of array. I can give you an example. During one of my table topic speech contests, I was given a topic which was to compare creativity and innovation. What I did was I quoted a quotation, popular quotation at the beginning of the speech, and I got carried away. And I totally went out of topic because I went totally in a different track, totally away from creativity or innovation. So this is what happens. So you need to listen carefully, imbibe the topic before you speak. The stall is the 5 to 10 seconds of time that you take to think about it and pick one point. Usually, the one point you're going to say is the message that you're going to deliver. And one suggestion that I can say is like when you pick up that point which you want to deliver a message, always try to bring in an example from your personal life, an example from an important personality, an anecdote. This will reinforce your message. And then finally, say it clearly. So saying it clearly, this is where the organization of the table topic speech matters. You have to have a clear opening, a body, and a conclusion. Yet another technique is PREP technique, which is point, reason, example, and point. So you start with a point, which is your opening, and you tell why the reason behind why you are going to say this particular point. This is your message. You say an example related to that particular message, which reinforces the message, and then repeat the point again in the conclusion so that you can reinforce finally and make sure that the message has been delivered to the audience. So this is a simple technique which you can use: point, reason, example, and point. And some more suggestions which can challenge you, which can actually take yourself as an impromptu speaker to the next level is like, you can do a question and answer session. You can make it interactive. Try telling a very short story. So these are things that can actually take you to the next level. So once you're proficient at the beginner level, you can actually take this to the next higher level. So unfortunately, I'm already having the red card here shown by the timer. So we may not have any time for questions or clarifications to be discussed right now, but feel free to ask me at the end of the meeting. Thank you. And back to the Toastmaster of the day.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster Dr. Sundar, for giving us these very valuable and precious tips. And I hope it will help me as well to not to get afraid of, but to tackle it very boldly and come forward for any table topics. Dear fellow Toastmaster, now we are running short of time. So let us directly move on towards our prepared speech session. Before I call my first speaker, let us hear from the evaluator, Toastmaster Jijo Koshi.
Thank you, Toastmaster of the Day. The purpose of the project is to introduce yourself to the club and learn the basic structure of a speech. Time, 4 to 6 minutes. Back to you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Jijo, for explaining the objective of the project. Our next speaker, if I introduce him, it might take me 4 to 6 minutes. So I'll try to save my time and give this opportunity to the speaker himself to introduce to us. Our speaker, Toastmaster Umar Shafiq, the stage is all yours.
Thank you, Toastmaster of the Day, and a warm welcome to all fellow Toastmasters and guests to my icebreaker speech, Practicality versus Dreams, Practicality Wins. In the words of the author Helen Keller, a bend in the road is not the end of the road unless you make the turn. Each person is pursuing their own path or road to success, and each road has its own unique bends and turns. My fellow Toastmasters, my name is Umar Shafiq, and I'm currently working as the Country Finance Manager in Chaluk Group. I have dual qualifications and over 15 years of experience in finance, accounting, audit, spanning across Pakistan, UAE, Bahrain, and KSA. I am an introvert by nature, finding it difficult to connect with people or initiate conversations. This was one of the primary reasons which I joined Toastmasters, to hone my skills as an orator, which is an essential skill these days for finance professionals as they are required to speak at will. I was born in Pakistan in the city of Karachi, which is the financial hub of the country and the provincial capital of the city. From a very early age, I was fascinated by airplanes and would eventually dream of taking and flying planes. However, I was also diagnosed with severe eye problems and motion sickness, and eventually I realized this is one dream I will have to forego. Later, I decided to pursue my field education, knowing that education, hard work will drive my success. And with that, with great tenacity, I pursued academic success and did not endeavor into other areas, extracurricular areas such as sports. When I was in midway through my primary school, I was enchanted by astronomy and space travel and the knowledge of the space. And I took all the efforts and I endeavored tirelessly to gain knowledge on this path. This was a time when the internet was new, but the books was very expensive. And I had to scrape through a lot of funds to pursue this field of interest. This was also a time for financial hardship for myself and my family. My father had a very serious illness. And at this point in time, I realized the importance and necessity of finances in fulfilling your basic necessities of life. Additionally, the more I researched, the more I realized that this career path had very limited knowledge within my country. It had very little learning and development opportunities and high cost. And the path to financial success from it will be quite time constraining. And within my newfound requirement of being financial dependency, I decided that it would be impractical to pursue this path any further. Here, being my financial goal becoming quite clear, I decided to pursue a career in finance, and I decided to do a CA, inspired by the stories of success of my father. After completion of my primary and secondary school, I did my ACCA and enrolled into A.F. Ferguson and Company, and with great tenacity, I pursued my training there. Joining A.F. Ferguson and Company, I used to hear stories of success from my seniors. This was the year of 2006, and it was an era of great economic growth and development, not only in my country, but throughout the world. Inspired by those stories, I worked effortlessly to ensure that I succeed in my life. However, this was the year in which my father passed away, and again, the importance of becoming financially dependent became more and more concerning. Time passed and 2008 came. This was the year of financial meltdown, where great economies collapsed, and we saw that this was not different in Pakistan. And when I joined the firm, I saw that opportunities were everywhere. Now I was seeing an era of layoffs and difficult economic times. I eventually completed my training, and I realized that opportunities were not there. I struggled to find a job, and eventually I was offered a job as an ERP consultant. This was not what I wanted to pursue, but necessity demanded that I take this opportunity at this point in time. However, I did not abandon my pursuit, and eventually in 2012, I was offered a position of a internal audit in KPMG Saudi Arabia. This was another dilemma for me, because if I pursue this, I would endeavoring to a new country with different customs, different languages, and traveling far from my friends and family. However, this was the path of economic success, and I knew I had to take it to pursue my goals of being financially independent. However, life in KPMG was full of challenges. My role demanded that I keep on moving around in various cities. That, along with my introvert nature, I found it very difficult to connect and make new friends. At the same time, I got married, and with the level of travel involved, I was not able to settle down. Hence, I started looking out for new opportunities, and eventually I got an opportunity with Chaluk Group in Bahrain, and have been associated with them for the past 8 years, having worked in UAE and Bahrain, and having also visited Qatar and Egypt with them. Looking back, I see that I have made choices which seem practical to me, and because of those practical choices, I can find myself in a position of financial security and financial independence. Had I decided to pursue or hold on to my dreams of being an astronomer or science, or pursue a career in science, I might not be as stable as I am today. Thank you, and it's with that I would hand over control back to the Toastmaster of the day.
Thank you, Toastmaster Omar Safiq. Now let us move to our next speaker. Before I call the next speaker, let us hear from his evaluator, Toastmaster Sunny Kuruvilla.
Thank you, Toastmaster of the day. The speaker, fellow Toastmasters and guests, and ebullient greetings to you all. The speaker is going to deliver his second speech, evaluation and feedback. The title of the speech is Destination to Happiness. This is the second speech. Let us see what are the recommendations or suggestions on his first speech. The suggestions were voice modulation, adjusted to give a better impact for the important points, pause in transitions, incorporating a personal story, start the speech with a attention grabbing short quotation, adjustment in camera by which your hands will be fully visible. The time is 5 to 7 minutes. The purpose of this project is for the member to present a speech on any topic, receive feedback, and apply the feedback to a second speech. The purpose of this project is for the member to demonstrate that he or she has applied the feedback received from his or her first speech. Over to you, Toastmaster of the day.
Thank you, Toastmaster Sunny, for explaining the objective in so detail. Now let us call our speaker. He is a young dynamic Toastmaster, very energetic, passionate towards his Toastmaster, building and developing his Toastmaster's skill. Please help me welcome Toastmaster Anand Pillai on the stage. Toastmaster Anand, the stage is yours.
Thank you, Toastmaster of the day. Dear fellow Toastmasters, Alice Morse Early, a famous US historian who lived in the 1800s, once quoted, "Yesterday is history, tomorrow is mystery, and today is a gift." And that's why we call it is present. It is not only today, every minute, every second of our life is a gift. President Toastmaster and fellow Toastmasters, today's my topic of discussion is destination of happiness. Well, destination is somewhere we look for things, is somewhere out. Does happiness has a destination? Well, happiness, of course, has a destination, but it begins with our heart, within our heart. Let me ask you something. Where do you find happiness? Happiness, people find happiness in attaining high-profile job, in getting a highly paid job, or having a luxury car or multi-million bungalow. Yes, all these things can bring us happiness, but for some time. The eternal happiness should come from the heart. And it's a matter of practicing the happiness. Happiness must be practiced. We must try to find happiness in each and every situation. I have chosen this subject because I am one among them who is always looking to the future to see the happiness. We all are working in the corporates. We all have things around. You know, I used to bring, when I come to the home, a lot of things are still running in my mind with regards to what is happening in the office. So what happens? I cannot fully engage with my children. I cannot fully engage with the small talks happening at the home. So what happens? I'm missing the moment. It's not that there is no moment, that there are plenty of moments around us. But in reality, we are missing this moment. So what we can do is, we should practice finding happiness in everything that we are associated with. I have seen people, they are just happy, even for no reason. I have seen people, they are very much happy when they are playing with their kids. When they are playing with their pets, they are very much happy. Have you seen, you can be happy when you see the face of a kid, the smiling face of a kid, you will forget everything. That moment, we should be able to replicate in our life with everything what we are doing. How we can start with it? We can start with it by appreciating what we are, appreciating what we have, and then look for the developments, engaging with the people, connecting with the people, and getting involved with the situation around us. Two things are ruining our present, this moment, this gift of God. Two things. One is the regret for the past. This we cannot change. We have no control over what has already happened in the past. We have no control over it. Yet, we are paying too much of attention for the past. Second thing is the future. Future is always uncertain. According to the statistics, over 1 million people do not wake up in the morning. Every day morning, at least 1 million people do not wake up. No reasons. Means life is so much of uncertainty. So we should not be waiting till the future or dreaming about that particular future or place or whatever we are associated with, which is the future, to be happy or to feel the happiness. Happiness is all around us. It is just a matter that we should find happiness. As I said earlier, it is an art of practicing it. It is an art of forgetting the past. It is an art that we should focus on the present. How about when you are talking to your parent? You should be feeling so much of happiness, leaving all the sorrows outside, all the worries outside, worries about the future, worries about what has already happened. Just forget about it. Be part of all the miracles happening in the universe around us. In fact, we are missing a lot of them. We are missing a lot of such miracles in our environment. Dear fellow Toastmasters, as Morse said, yesterday is history. So history, we should learn from it. Tomorrow is a mystery. Always tomorrows are mysteries. We should not be anxiety. We should not be worried on the future. Focus on the present. This moment, the gift from the God. Once it is gone forever, and it won't come back again in the lifetime. It won't come back. For whatever it takes, we cannot bring the past. We cannot bring that past second which is just left us. We cannot bring it. Focus on our today's, this moment. Fellow Toastmasters, try to practice happiness. Try to give up the sorrows of the past. Do not much worried about the future. But indeed, we should start practicing happiness. Understand that it is an art. Over to you, Toastmaster of the day.
Thank you, Toastmaster Anand, for your nice speech. Dear fellow Toastmaster, now let us move towards our next speaker. Before I call the next speaker, let us hear from his evaluator, Toastmaster Dr. Sundar.
Thank you very much, Mr. Toastmaster of the day. My speaker is going to deliver his second speech from the Level 1, Project 2. And the purpose of this project is for the member to present a speech on any topic, receive feedback, and apply the feedback to a second speech. So he has received feedback for his first speech, and he's going to apply them for his second speech and is going to deliver it today. The time is 5 to 7 minutes. Speech title is Attitude Matters from the Dynamic Leadership Path. Back to you, Mr. Toastmaster.
Thank you, Toastmaster Dr. Sundar, for explaining the objective. Dear fellow Toastmaster, our next speaker, he is again a very young leader. He came to Toastmasters with a mission, and he is a dedicated person, new to Toastmasters, but a very passionate leader. Please put your hands together to welcome our next speaker, Toastmaster Mudassir Farooq, on the stage. Toastmaster Mudassir, the stage is yours.
Thank you. Brian Tracy, a motivational speaker, said, "You cannot control what happens to you, but you can control your attitude towards what happens to you. And in this, you will be mastering your change rather than the change mastering you. Fellow Toastmasters, distinguished Toastmaster, and President, good morning to all of you. We have discussed and heard the word attitude many times. Just for a reminder, I would like to define attitude as a way of feeling towards a person, thing, or situation. Some of the examples of attitudes can be passion for a certain type of sport or food, dislike of a certain individual or place, or just your general feelings towards life itself. Every person in this world is facing constant struggle in different phases of life. The path of success is to persistently, with tenacity, do the tasks at hand which will lead you towards progress and achievement, and not to leave them halfway through the struggle. Usually, what happens is that when you leave something halfway through the struggle, it reminds you in the future, and mostly it leads you towards failure and regret. Thomas Jefferson said, nothing can stop a man with the right mental attitude, and nothing on this earth can help the man with the wrong mental attitude. Problems will, are going to be there. We can never rid of them completely. And in some instances, we need to live with them. We cannot even change the problems or the situation we are in. The important distinction between success and failure in these times is how we tackle the problem. Facing the problem with a smile or with a good attitude might not solve the problem, but it will definitely bring a smile to your face, and it will ease the atmosphere around you, and it will help the people around you. Just a question. Have you ever wondered why people like to be grumpy and sad? And why do they want to have the atmosphere around them to be tense? Well, I will inform you this because I used to be one of them, unfortunately. But fortunately, I was able to recognize the problem and then resolve it. Sorry, just 1 minute. Yes. A few months back, I had a conversation with my wife, which went like this. Honey, is everything okay at work? Why do you ask? Yes, everything was normal. No, the way you have been behaving with us at home and the way you have been driving was not ordinary, and you were being rude today. And usually this happens when you have a problem at your workplace. You're right. I did not have a good day at work, but I was not aware that this is impacting you at home. Let me look into this. Thank you for pointing it out. Now, this was a conversation which made me reflect or which made me go back and do a researching on the historical trends for me. And yes, I did find out that if my work atmosphere was tense or I had some issues at work which I was not able to handle properly, I when I came home, this was reflective of my mood, and I was just making the atmosphere around me very uncomfortable for my children and for my wife and for other people. I pondered upon the situation and realized that the problems might be or might not be in my control. But what was in my control was the way how I reacted to those problems. I was not able to control the mood of my boss, or I was not able to control if some sort of a mistake had been made. But I was definitely in control of how I reacted to these things. So I changed my attitude towards the problem. Rather than considering problems as risks or as issues, I started taking them as opportunities. I started uh, assisting my colleagues, my coworkers, and I try to make it a point that I will not let this ruin my mood, and in return, not to ruin the mood of others around me. So, in just changing the way of how I tackle the problems, I resolve the problems for many people around me by not giving them additional problems. Your attitude toward problems will definitely define your progress in life. A person having a good attitude definitely lives a life of contentment. He is definitely someone who is willing to learn and progress, and who does not want to find excuses, or who does not want to blame others simply because that is the easy way out. Uh, in the end, I would just like to give a message that be a person that wants to see the good in others. Be the person that can bring smile to the other people's faces. Be the person who can resolve the problems rather than creating new problems for them. I will leave you all to think on a saying by Khalil Gibran. Your living is determined not so much by what life brings, but by the attitude you bring to life. Not so much by what happens to you, but by the way how your mind looks at what happens. Thank you, and back to you, Toastmaster of the Day.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster Mudassar, for this speech. Fellow Toastmaster, with this, we come to the end of prepared speech session. Mr. Timer, can you confirm if all the speakers were qualified?
Yes, all the three speakers are qualified and within the time limit.
Thank you. Mr. Vote Counter, please proceed for the voting. Meantime, we are proceeding towards our voting. Let me remind you and take you back towards the determination. It is not necessary to do many things. The important is do the right thing and on the right time. Might be, it could be a little. It doesn't make any difference. If you do little day by day, in the end, it will bring you a big result. It is not necessary that you should always be a winner. Winning does not mean only to come first in a competition, to come on the top, but rather it means that you are doing something better than before, something you have improved from the past. And we shall always realize our talent, what God has given to us. We shall develop them into the skills. Use that skills to accomplish your goal with full dedication, with full determination. It is not just to reach highest level and to compete for that, then only we are winners. But the courage you take, the understanding you have to accomplish that goal, the skill you develop in yourself, winning the heart of the people, that is the actual result of winning. We shall never stop trying. It is a fun that we shall always keep trying ourselves, never giving up in halfway. Always tackle your goal with full determination. Keep the theme of the meeting in our minds and let us learn the lesson from that, that we shall be determined in our daily life, whatever the pace we are going through. So fellow Toastmasters, as we come to the end of the first segment, prepared speech session, let us move towards an interesting session for which we have an educational session as well today, that is table topic session. And I hope we all have learned about how to tackle the table topic, and I believe today it will have given a confidence that we are able to and we can tackle any topics. Fellow Toastmaster, to conduct this session, we have again a very young leader, very dynamic leader, passionate Toastmaster. He is a nature lover, a management graduate, ex-com member of Taj Toastmaster Club, the Vice President Education-elect for Gangarena Toastmaster Club. He is a champion of table topics. Who would be the right person other than him to conduct the table topic? Currently working as a branch manager at Fright Wall RIA. He is none other than Toastmaster Muhammad Mateen. Please give him a round loud of applause. Toastmaster Muhammad Mateen, the stage is yours.
A very good morning, fellow Toastmasters and my dear guests. Thank you very much, TMOD, for this wonderful explanation of mine, which is a bit too much, I guess. Anyways, coming to this exciting session of table topics, given the fact that we have had a session on how to deal with the table topics from our champion speaker, I would be testing all your skills. And as one of our speakers said, that yesterday is history, tomorrow is a mystery, and today is a present. And when it comes to table topics, it's expected of me to give it as a present. And that is why DTM Sridhar and Dr. Have given me this opportunity, and thank them for that. And I hope I will keep above your expectations. Moving forward with the question, with the table topics, as you all know, every speaker is expected to speak for minimum 1 minute, and 1.5 is amber and 2 is red. I request all speakers to use the word tenacity and word of the day, tenacity, and the theme determination. With the tenacity and determination, I move forward to take up this session. And I would like to give a ramp up of our session, what had happened today. Our champion speaker has asked the speakers to think quickly, listening, stall, pick a point, stay clear, then come to the point. Use the strategy of prep, point, reason, example, then again the point. I hope you have recalled that. I then once again request you to use the word tenacity and the theme determination. Now I move forward with the question. Once you make a decision, the universe conspires to make it happen. I repeat the question. Once you make a decision, the universe conspires to make it happen. Now, may I request Muhammad Nauman. Muhammad Nauman, I repeat the question. Once you make a decision, the universe conspires to make it happen.
Just 1 minute. Dr. Sundar, can you take the role of timer?
Yes, I will do the timing for you.
Thank you, Toastmaster, table topic Toastmaster of the day. The topic assigned to me is when you make a decision, the universe tries to make it happen. It maybe relates to our word like determination. When we make some determination, it will be we put all the efforts toward that. Now I will just take a small example. For example, if I just start about my education, most of my family members are from doctors. So when I go to the intermediate, I just to copy them or just to follow them. So I just you can just say it to become a doctor. But when I go for that one, I'm not getting the required marks. No, I will just I have two options. Either I have to repeat or I have to go for the other options. No, I will just change my tenacity and just move to the accountancy field. And I will just try to make all the things happen to do it. When I try to all these things, the efforts, I will just put all the efforts and determination toward that directions. And what happened, the universe and the other things all try to move in that direction. So with the passage of time, I will be able to do in the same way, and it will be just fully fulfill this proverb, or you can just say the statement that when someone try to do something, all the universe or other things will try to do it happen. And no, I think I'm much more satisfied either if I'm just from a medical field or any other fields. So I think we have to just make with clear determination and tenacity, we have to go in the right directions, and we will just give our full efforts and determinations, and the rest will be the other things that it will become to our around. Over to you, table topic Toastmaster.
Thank you very much, Nauman, for that speech. Now we move to the second question. When someone tells me no, it doesn't mean I can't do it. When someone tells me no, it doesn't mean I can't do it. It simply means I can't do it with him or them. When someone tells me no, it doesn't mean I can't do it. It simply means I can't do it with them. Now, may I call upon Mr. Farooq? Mr. Farooq, I once again repeat the question. When someone tells me no, it doesn't mean I can't do it. It simply means I can't do it with them. Over to you, Mr. Farooq, Toastmaster Farooq.
Are you referring to me, Toastmaster Mateen?
Yes, Mr. Farooq.
Okay. All right. So thank you, Table Topic Master. The question given to me was, when someone tells me no, it does not mean I cannot do it. It means I can't do it with them. I believe that this is again the mind frame or the attitude that you have towards any scenario or anything that you're facing in that moment. Because someone telling you that you cannot do this is someone who is not in your place, or it's not someone who can gauge you because they're sitting on the other side of the table. You yourself are the best person who can judge yourself. You yourself are the best person who can limit their capabilities. So whenever someone says to you that no, you cannot do this, challenge them, inform them, do it just for the sake of proving to them that you were wrong. I can do this. The problem lies somewhere else. The problem lies in the way you are thinking. The problem lies in the fact that your determination of solving a problem or your attitude towards me was limited. So do your work with the tenacity required and prove everyone wrong that you are the only person who can limit your capabilities, that you are the only person who has this authority to limit yourself to something, not someone sitting across the table or someone telling you that you cannot do a certain thing. Thank you, and back to you, Tabletop Master.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster Muhammad Farooq. Now we move to the next question. He that can't have patience, he who can have patience can have what he wills. He who can have patience can have what he wills. For this, may I request Toastmaster Zishan Ali. I once again repeat the question. He who can have patience can have what he wills. He who can have patience can have what he wills. The stage is yours, Mr. Zishan Ali. Mr. Zishan, are you there? Toastmaster Zishan?
Toastmaster.
Yeah.
Toastmaster Zishan, can you hear us? Toastmaster Zishan.
Toastmaster Zishan, would you like to take this question?
I think we can move to the next question, please. Next person.
Next person, okay. May I request Toastmaster Hidayatullah Beg? Toastmaster Hidayatullah Beg, are you there?
Yes, I'm there.
Yeah, would you like to take this question?
Yeah, sure. Can you repeat, please? Yeah.
Yes. He who can have patience can have what he wills. He who can have patience can have what he wills. Over to you.
Okay, thank you. Can somebody do the evaluation for me?
It will be done by the table topics evaluator.
Okay, thank you very much. Okay, thank you, table topic Toastmaster, for this topic. He who have patience can
have what he wills.
Okay, can have what he will. Thank you very much for this opportunity. A person, if he is determined and he is very patient and shows tenacity in his behavior, I'm sure he will reach whatever he thinks he will have to achieve. So a person should show more of determination and more of patience, so that he can achieve whatever he thinks he would like to achieve. So the key the key qualities of a person to achieve his goals is basically patience. If he shows patience in whatever things he does, I'm sure he will achieve his goals, and he will be very successful in life. And to this he will need to show his determination, as well as the tenacity to achieve his goals. So this is some of the qualities required to be successful in life. So yeah, that's it. I conclude my speech. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster Hidayatullah Beg. The next question is, the difference between successful person and others is not lack of knowledge or strength, but lack of will. I repeat, the difference between a successful person and others is not lack of knowledge or strength, but lack of will. For this, may I request Toastmaster Omar Shafiq. Toastmaster Omar Shafiq, are you willing to take up this question?
Thank you, Toastmaster of the Day. I am willing to take up this question.
I repeat the question. The difference between successful person and others is not lack of strength or knowledge. It's lack of will. Over to you.
So the question, thank you, Toastmaster of table topic. The question which I have received is, the difference between success and failure is not a lack of knowledge, but a lack of will. People dream, and they dream of achieving things. However, dreams need, in order to materialize those dreams, you need to have a plan, you need to have a strategy for success. We can dream all we want, but unless we are determined to act on our dreams, to ensure that we are build a capacity to materialize those dreams, those will remain dreams. Success is a factor of hard work, knowledge, and determination. It requires tenacity to achieve what you have dreamed of. There's this old saying, the China wall was not built, Rome was not built in a day. It takes time and effort. People need to be consistent. they need to be determined, they need to be focused. And with that, only you are able to materialize your thoughts, you are able to structure your thoughts so that you are able to achieve what you have planned. Unless you knowledge is available. Today is the world of knowledge. You can go into internet and have all the knowledge you want. But unless you have a plan or a will to focus that knowledge into concrete efforts, you will never be able to achieve success. Thank you, and back to you, Toastmaster of Table Topics.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster Omar Shafiq. Now we come to a next session, which might look a bit cracky like me. There is a crack. There is a crack in everything. There is a crack in everything. That is how the light gets in. There is a crack in everything. That is how the light gets in. May I request Toastmaster Pillai? Toastmaster Pillai, would you like to take the session? Anand Pillai? Yeah, I repeat the question. There is a crack in everything. That is how the light gets in. Over to you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Mateen. My topic is there is a crack in everything. That's how the light gets in. If I think about this topic, we cannot just say it's a crack. We can say the way, the path through the lights get in. It's a matter of visualizing what the light is. But in reality, we have seen people who are crazy about their job, who are crazy about what they're doing. Perhaps we say that there is a crack. But eventually we see that this madness or this guy is going further beyond what anyone can think about. And he does the things. It's a matter that this crack is sometimes necessary. It can be also said that it is a passion. Without this passion or without this crack, this light won't be coming. We can visualize it in a different angle also. Towards having a commitment, having a passion for it, getting the right light can lead us where we want to reach. This light shows the determination. Once the determination passes through the cracks, we can go further and achieve whatever we want. So let us do not confine with the word crack indeed. Let us take it further that it's a good thing that let us get the light inside and then move forward. Over to you, David Master.
Thank you very much. Naima, do we have the time to take some questions, one or two?
I think we are running short of time.
Sorry.
Okay, so we will end this session here.
Yeah, we'll wind up with this one. Thank you so much.
Okay, fine. Thank you very much, one and all. I hope you enjoyed as much as I enjoyed presenting this session. And over to the Toastmaster of the day. Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Muhammad Mateen, for conducting this session so wonderfully. Please give him a round of applause. Congratulations to the table topic master and all the participants who tackled the topic so confidently. Fellow Toastmasters, this is what our mission is here, to become a leader. Who is a leader? A leader, he is confident in himself. If the leader himself is not confident, what about the team? If a leader is not determined towards his goal, then what will be the result We cannot imagine. So we shall always keep trying to do something right, and we shall keep showing the way to our team as well. What a leader should do. What leader does, the team follow. So whatever the resolution we make, no matter how big it is or how small it is, whatever resolution we make, take it very strongly, work towards it, and never ever let the inferiority complex it overcome your passion. Never get disheartened by seeing someone moving ahead and he is very fast moving and he is at the top. Don't determine yourself by seeing others, but you work for the best of yours. Whatever the best you can, try for that and be the best of yourself. Don't compete with others and rather compete with yourself. Challenge yourself. Take any challenges, come forward. Don't be afraid of taking challenges. Surely you will be the leader and you will be the successor. Determine yourself to take any challenges and compete with yourself. Be the best whatever you can. With this master, we will proceed towards our next educational session. That is one of the again important segment where we will listen from our evaluators areas where we have done well and where we need to improve on.
Point of order, Toastmasters of the day, we have to send a voting link for prepared speeches and table topic speeches.
Prepared speech voting is done. I think, yeah, we shall do the table topic voting, yes.
Yeah.
Mr. Timer, if all the speakers were qualified?
Yes, or are qualified.
Thank you.
I'm sharing the link for best table topic speaker. Please vote.
Thank you very much. So without further ado, Toastmaster, we need to save time. We are running out of time now as per the agenda. So let us move into our educational session. And to conduct this session, again, we have our passionate Toastmaster. As you can see, he has some difficulties, but still he is committed to attend. And he don't need any further more introduction. He is well known to our Toastmaster fraternity. Please help me welcome Toastmaster Dr. Sundar Ramalingam on the stage. Give him a round of applause.
Thank you very much, Mr. Toastmaster, for that eloquent introduction. It sums it up all. And fellow Toastmasters, wish you all a wonderful good morning once again. So what is evaluation all about? So evaluation is something that we always look upon if we have the tenacity to improve. Imagine you are a student at school, and if you wish to improve and succeed, would you be looking forward to receive the marks and scores, or would you be afraid of it? So that's the best part about Toastmasters, where we deliver it hot and immediately after you deliver your speeches. So without further ado, let us now move on to the general evaluation session. It will be into two parts, rather than three parts. The first part would be the speech evaluations and table topics evaluations. The second would be the meeting leaders reports. And the final would be my overall evaluation of the meeting as a whole. To move on to the prepared speech evaluations. To evaluate the first speech of Toastmaster Umesh Shafiq, we had an excellent gentleman, a great evaluator, and a responsible, a committed leader, I would say. He is the current Vice President membership of Taj Toastmasters Club, and he is the District 79 Corporate Social Responsibility Manager and a member of the District 79 Roundtable, but a man down to earth in spite of his huge responsibilities. Let me welcome Toastmaster Jijo Koshi to evaluate Toastmaster Umer's speech. Toastmaster Jijo, the screen is yours.
Thank you, General Evaluator. You are seeing you stand in with this posture. You are really putting me down. I suppose I should sit down. Thank you all for giving this opportunity. Indeed, my day is blessed by listening to Toastmaster Umar Shafiq, a speaker. Kudos to him for giving his icebreaker speech and making us proud. I had a similar situation when I faced my first icebreaker, but I wasn't this confident than Toastmaster Umar Shafiq. I really thank him for that and coming forward and taking up this opportunity of icebreaker and introducing himself to the club. Are you all not aware about him now? Didn't he not introduce himself very well to the club? Yes, he did. He did a great gesture by covering all his areas, his life segment. He covered in the 6 minutes. It's a great gesture, and he did it perfectly. That is his first speech. And the good portions of him, what I found, he was confident enough to come and stand forward and speak out his heart. It was a great way to do the icebreaker. And what I could see, he's got all the elements, how a speech should be given. Only a bit of fine tuning will be required time to time. That one we will work on. But coming to his speech as such, he started well, confidently, and he progressed, gave us all examples in a perfect way. Took pauses at the right time. Whenever he said, however, and he took a right pause for us to come back into the speech. Then his main thing, determination, what I saw in him is, he did not live up on his hopes. They say, don't give up on your dreams, or your dreams will give up on you, said John Wooden. So I could see that he did not leave his dream of astronomy even now. There were many instances in his life that will really put you down, like your father's death and that. But he did not give up. He kept going on. As opportunity struck, he kept going forward. Now, this was the first speech, and I'm sure this is just a starting. Sure, by determination and tenacity, you will reach the miles you want to go. Few things, what areas where you will focus is, that I would like to recommend here for the next speeches. Clarity point of view. You are very clear in your speech throughout, and it was very clear and it was well structured. Coming to your vocal variety, when we speak about vocal variety, we want if happiness to exhibit it as happiness and sadness to be as sad. So that portion you need to work on. Eye contact. Now, when you come, you need to have eye contact on a camera level when you're giving a speech. Whenever you go for a contest, you need to do that. Eye contact is very important to connect better with the audience. Hand gestures were missing, which you need to incorporate in your next speeches. Overall, I really enjoyed your speech. Great content. Could have given us a message to conclude, and it should have been great. Back to you, General Evaluator.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster Jijo, for that great evaluation. I'm sure it is going to encourage our speaker to go on further and deliver future speeches. To deliver the second speech, which was an L1 P2 repeat speech project by Toastmaster Anand Pillai, it was evaluated by yet another dynamic leader and a great Toastmaster, man who introduced me as the first president when I joined Taj Toastmasters Club. He is currently the Area 6 Director and a leader par excellence, Toastmaster Sunny Kurvilla, to present the evaluation for Toastmaster Anand Pillai. Toastmaster Sunny, the screen is yours.
Thank you, Chief Evaluator. Hello, Toastmasters and guests, and ebullient greetings to you all. Congratulations, Toastmaster Anand Pillai, for delivering your L1 P2 second speech project in style. I felt you are talking to me, looking straight to my eyes. We always wait or prepare for enjoying the happiness. In our life journey, we wait something to happen at the end, at the destination, to start enjoying happiness, but fails to recognize and grab the treasure of happiness on right side and left side of our leadership, our life journey. The theme of your speech was made why we need to enjoy happiness, how we can enjoy, and what are the biggest enemies of our happiness. You started the platform by making the need happiness, how we can get it, and what is the purpose of that one. You started in saying the normal situation, right? High paid job, high profile job, luxury, car, big house, and also you explain we may not be able to get happiness from that, but by simple, without any cost, we can get happiness by playing with our kids and our pets. You explained the enemies of happiness, which is regret about the past and concern, fear about the future. And you advise all of us to focus in present, which is in our hand. Do something and enjoy happiness every day. I liked what you presented, saying that 1 million people does not make every morning. That was adding the value to your speech and emphasizing the need to enjoy happiness every day. And what I liked is you mentioned practice happiness. We practice yoga. We practice physical exercise. We practice emotional intelligence and lot of things to impress others. But we fail to practice happiness, which is going to enrich our life. This was a good lesson for me. And you concluded your speech with a quote. Past is a history, future is a mystery, and present is what you have in your hand. I like that one. And only my suggestion, this quote might have started in the beginning so that you can give a message to everybody what you are going to talk about. This I conclude. Best of luck. Over to you, Chief Evaluator.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster Sunny, for that great evaluation of Toastmaster Anand Kulak's speech. For the third speaker, the speech given by Toastmaster Mudassir Farooq, which was also a similar project from L1P2, a repeat speech, it was evaluated by none other than yours truly. And now I will start my evaluation. Timer, you may please start. Hello, Toastmasters and all my dear friends, a warm good morning and a special good morning to my speaker, Toastmaster Mudassir Farooq, who emphasized and reiterated with great tenacity that whatever happens in your life, it is up to you to decide how to react, and that is what decides your attitude. Thank you very much for delivering that wonderful message time and again. You did it last week and you're doing it this week. So the great parts of your speech, which I found, were the opening, you quoted Brian Tracy, and the ending where you quoted Khalil Gibran. A great way to attract the audience attention, and also another way to conclude, to drive home the message straight into the hearts and minds of our listeners. And second thing is, like, you were very precise and clear in whatever you said. You told about what attitude is, what is it defined as, and how it can be explained and how it can be relived. And the third important thing that I really liked about your speech was the conversation that you incorporated. This was actually a point that you had to incorporate in your previous feedback, to include a personal story, and you had tried incorporating a personal story from a conversation that happened between you and your wife, and how you had reacted in a grumpy fashion when you were in trouble at your workplace, and how it was a great realization in your life, and so you were able to change a new leaf. On the whole, it was a great speech, started with a wonderful quotation, transition to the main body, which had the definitions for attitude and how it does matter, and also the personal story, and finally, a conclusion that was driving home the message with a quote from Khalil Gibran. Having said those brilliant points in your speech, I would really appreciate that you have taken all the pain and efforts to incorporate the feedback that you had received in your last evaluation. So that was about the story and also about the stage usage and the camera usage. Now it is my time to give you a few more recommendations to take you to the next level, Toastmaster Mudassir. Of course, you had incorporated a story, but if you look at it, you got the conversation right, but we had a confusion whether it was you delivering the message or your wife delivering the message. So this is where the angle of your camera really plays an important role. You are using a portrait mode, try to use a landscape mode. So you are able to move. So this signifies that you are speaking, and this signifies that your wife is speaking. So this is how we normally do in a communication stance, like how we want to do a conversational gesture. And the second important thing is you can try to incorporate vocal variety, because when you are talking, you are using a monotone starting from the beginning till the end. Of course, there are some areas where you increased your speed, but voice modulation is an important aspect of non-verbal communication. They say that any communication, for that matter, is only 20% verbal, remaining 80% is non-verbal. The way you speak, the way you deliver, the speed of delivery, the pitch of delivery, everything matters. So try to incorporate that in your next speech. And last but not the least, if it is to challenge you, I would say to add some humor. You had an interesting moment with your wife that you showed us as a conversation. Obviously, that's the best part of humor that we share with everyone around. So if you could add that touch of humor, your speech would go miles ahead of what it has been. On the whole, a great speech. Try to incorporate the stage used by camera angle shifting, voice variety, and humor. So, Master Mudassir Farooq, I am sure you will be a great speaker in the future. Back to you, General Evaluator. Okay. So now I get back to my role as the General Evaluator. So the next session that has to be evaluated is the table topics session. We had a glittering array of 5 table topic speakers with beautiful topics given by our table topics master. And to evaluate this session, we have a remarkable leader, a distinguished Toastmaster, whom I always say the term distinguished, the adjective distinguished really fits him to the core. He is a CPA. I'm sorry, I'm getting it wrong again. He is a CPA from California Board of Accountancy and is currently working with Samsara Express. Please help me welcome distinguished Toastmaster S.R. Sridhar to evaluate the table topic session. DTM Sridhar, the screen is yours.
Thank you, General Evaluator, for your generous introduction. First of all, I would like to congratulate Mohammed Mateen for the wonderful topics he gave and our speakers who wonderfully answered. Although they are just new, but yet I found great determination and tenacity in answering those questions. The first topic was to Mohammed Noman. Once you make a decision, the universe conspires to make it happen. It's a quote from Robert Coelho. And Mohammed Noman, you really made a brave attempt to speak. What I liked was you stood up and then answered the question. Yeah, you're new. What you can work on is a little bit more comfortability. You don't have to immediately answer. Just think for a while and then start. That's what and then start your topic. So you know you are caught off guard, but yet this is how we practice table topic. Next time, definitely you'll do well. The second topic was to Mudassir Farooq. When someone tells me no, it doesn't mean I can't do it. It simply means I can't do it with them. Yeah, you answered the questions very nicely. You were also caught off guard, but yet you made a brave attempt and you said, why can't we? You were very straight point blank that, oh, we can't do it in a nice manner. What I liked was you were your speaking rate was very good. And secondly, my only recommendation would be try to stand and answer so that you can use your gestures. That's only thing. So the more you practice, the more you become perfect. The third question was to the Hidayatullah Beg. That is, he that can have patience can what he will. You answered the question very nicely, and you used the word tenacity. Also, you are also caught off guard, but you regained composure, answered the question very calmly, and what I liked about it was that you were calm and cool while answering the question. So, a little bit I would recommend that again, you need to stand up so that you can use your hands, hand gestures, and also you'll be more comfortable. Otherwise, when you're sitting, you're tied down. Okay, that's only recommendation. The more practice you do, you'll become more perfect. The another speaker is Mr. Omar Shafiq. Omar Shafiq was brilliant. You answered the question so well, and what I liked was your construction of your speech. Was simply, maybe it's your first attempt, but you're really, really very good. The thing I found at Toastmasters, we don't say thank you at the end. We just say back to the table topics master. So in the practice, we don't say that. Otherwise, you're great, but again, I would feel you need to stand and speak. Anand Pillai, yeah, he was also brilliant. There's a crack, and it was figuratively the speech. The title was very difficult, but yet you managed to answer the question in your own way, like throwing the light. And it was what I liked was you are very articulate, and finally it was a wonderful speech. Again, you need to stand and speak, so that this is what I noted. All in all the speakers were brilliant. The only thing, avoid thank you, avoid uh, the stand up, so that you can and have a pause and then think and speak. It was brilliant. Back to the general evaluator.
Thank you very much, distinguished Toastmaster Sridhar, for that great evaluation of all those 5 table topic speeches. Mr. Timer, have all evaluators qualified?
Yes, oral qualified.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster Noman, for that splendid job. And now I'm sharing the link for the best evaluator voting. Kindly vote for the best evaluators position. As we go on to the voting for the best evaluator, let us now move on to the second part of the general evaluation session, which is to listen to our meeting leaders and their reports. So for the first meeting leaders report, let me call upon the R counter, Toastmaster Hidayatullah Beg. Toastmaster Hidayatullah Beg, you may please give your report now.
Yeah, thank you, Toastmaster Sundar. Mr. Toastmaster Omar Shafiq, he made 5 errors. He used our words, and he repeated a couple of words. Toastmaster Anand Pillai, he repeated 2 words. Toastmaster Mudassar Farooqi, he was excellent, no errors. And Toastmaster Muhammad Noman, he repeated 3 words. So that's it from from my side. Thank you, Toastmaster Sundar.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster Hidayatullah. And for the table topics, as Toastmaster Hidayatullah had requested to do his R count, I had done an R count for his table topic speech. If you would allow me, please, I would tell the report. It is like he had used the word for like 4 to 5 times, including and he was repeating multiple times, and also the word so once or twice. So the idea of doing an R counting is to avoid these ineligible sounds. We do not want to have ineligible sounds. Let us speak, whatever that we speak should be eligible to be listened by the audience. And that is the idea of having the R counter, to negate all of these ineligible or inaudible sounds. And the next report would be taken from the Wordmaster and Grammarian. We had Toastmaster Dr. Arunachalam, who took up the role of Wordmaster and Grammarian. Toastmaster Dr. Arunachalam, could you please give your report?
Am I audible?
Yes, loud and clear, Toastmaster.
Once again, good morning, Toastmaster. Here is my report. I noted that entire member spoke wonderful. For our prepared speaker, excellent language were used. I did find only few improper language, such as I have working. We can say that I have been working. I did not. Usually, during speaking, we can say I didn't. I noted few nice words they used during their speech. Speaking in feet, impromptu speaking, dedicated, thinking under pressure, take a deep breath, thinking quickly, say it clearly, miracle, happiness is destinations, focus of present, attitude, track your everything, life is happy, articulate, and few thoughts. It usually make me more than 3 weeks to prepare a good prompt speech. The in a road is not the end of the road unless you make a bigger. Yesterday is a history, tomorrow is a mystery, today is a gift. Every minute and second of our life a gift. Attitude bring a life. I'm happy to say that I noted that prepared speaker and most of the table topic speaker and evaluator is used word of the day during their speech. Back to Toastmaster.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster Dr. Arunachalam, for that great grammarian and wordmasters report. It is indeed a really happy situation for the wordmaster when he sees people using the word of the day. So that is the idea behind learning a new word, and we try to use or expand our vocabulary and also use that word in our day-to-day speeches and communication experiences. For the next report, we will be asking for the timers report from Toastmaster Mohammed Noman. Toastmaster Mohammed Noman, could you please share the timers report? The screen sharing is enabled in case if you wish to use it.
Yes, the timing report for the meeting number 5, date 19th June 2021. So first we have one education session on how to face table topics. It's from the Toastmaster Dr. Sundar. He took 10 minutes 24 seconds and the allotted time is 8 to 10 minutes with 30 seconds grace period. So it's well within that time. Now we have one icebreaker from Toastmaster Umar Shafiq. He took 6 minutes 7 seconds. It's also within the allotted time, that is from 4 to 6 minutes. Now we have two evaluation and feedback speech from Toastmaster Ahmed and Toastmaster Mudassar Farouk. They respectively Toastmaster Ahmed took 7 minutes 14 seconds and Toastmaster Mudassar Farouk took 6 minutes 42 seconds. So they both are within the time limit. Now if we discuss about the table topics, today we have 5 table topic speakers. All took from 1 minute for 27 seconds to a maximum of 2 minutes 14 seconds. Now, if we discuss individual performance by the each Toastmaster, how much time they will take, Toastmaster Mohammed Noman took 1 minute 46 seconds. Toastmaster Mudassar Farouk took 1 minute 31 seconds. Now, if we talk about the Toastmaster Hidayatullah, he took 1 minute for 47 seconds. If we move forward, the Toastmaster Umer Shafiq, who he took 1 minute 27 seconds. And our last table topic Toastmaster, Toastmaster Anand took 2 minutes 14 seconds. So all are within the allotted time. Now, if we discuss about the evaluators, our first evaluator is Toastmaster Jiju, who is the evaluator for the icebreaker speech from Toastmaster Umer Shafiq. He took 3 minutes 22 seconds. Similarly, the Toastmaster Sunny, who is the evaluator for the Toastmaster Anand Pillai speech, he took 3 minutes 28 seconds. Now, if we talk about the third evaluator, who is Toastmaster Dr. Sundar, he took 3 minutes 37 seconds for the speech of Toastmaster Mudassar Farouk. Our last distinguished Toastmaster S.R. Sridhar, who took the evaluators for the table topics, he took 3 minutes 56 seconds, and these all are within the allotted time limits. Over to you, General Evaluator.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster Mohammed Noman. There is just a point of correction here in your timers report. For the evaluation, 3 minutes and 37 seconds is disqualified. So technically, I have to be disqualified. In case somebody has voted for me, I will cancel those votes. Thank you very much, Toastmaster Mohammed Noman, for that report. So usually in the timing report, we give a 30 seconds grace period over the time limit. Say, for example, if a speech is 5 to 7 minutes, we give 30 seconds extra. If it's 2 to 3 minutes, then there is a 30-second extra. So if 3 minutes and 30 seconds is the final time limit, even if it's 1 second beyond that time, it is considered disqualified. So you may be wondering, what is the point in doing such a stringent timing norms? This is to make sure that we are communicating the right message within the right amount of time that is permitted to us. So that's the idea of having the timers. And if you look at all the table Toastmasters speech contest, timing is one of the important criteria for disqualification or qualifying a speaker or his or her speech. Thank you very much again for all the meeting leaders for giving those valuable reports. I believe all Toastmasters are benefited. Let us now vote for the best meeting leader.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Sorry, it's 3 minutes 27 seconds. I mistyped this.
Thank you so much. Then I will consider the votes as well. Anyway, I have not seen the voting results until now. Thank you so much, Toastmaster Noman. Dear friends, please vote for the best meeting leader. I have shared the link to you in your Zoom chat right now. So now I move on to the final session of the general evaluation session, which is about the overall meeting evaluation. We had a good number of members who are attending. All the role players were assigned. There was a slight delay in the agenda being distributed, but that was taken care of and everything was set even before the meeting started. So before the word go, things were rightfully assigned to the members. The important thing that we missed here was, like, we started 10 minutes late. The agenda said 9:30, so we started at 9:40, and now we are running around 10 minutes late. So the Vice President Education or anybody who is in charge of preparing the agenda always needs to consider the timing for all the sessions while preparing the agenda so that we never overshoot our time limit. Second thing is, during the speeches that we saw, of course, we had the icebreaker speech, which is all about talking about one's own personal story. The two other main speeches, we saw one speech which was using a personal example based on the feedback received in the previous speech, but the other speech, it had ample scope for adding a personal example. Any speech for that matter, be it a prepared speech or a table topic speech, it adds value when you add a personal example, a story, or if nothing of that happens from your own experience, you could borrow it from one of the world-renowned personalities or an anecdote or even a fairy tale or anything that you've heard of. So that adds value and credence to the message that you are going to deliver to your audience. And the third thing is, during table topics, I found that several of the speakers repeating their topics. As beginners in table topic speaking, it would be advisable to use that because that will buy you some time to think over the topic and deliver your message. This was a message which I failed to tell during my session due to shortage of time, but avoid repeating the topic. Rather, you can take 5 or 10 seconds to think before you speak. Very few speakers did that. Most of them just shot up within 2 or 3 seconds. 5 to 10 seconds is quite an ample amount of time for you to think, recapitulate the points that you want to speak, and then deliver it. So rather than repeating the topic, try to think and then deliver. If you have a very difficult topic, then probably use the keywords. Don't repeat the entire topic, because this, when you do it in a table topic speech contest or in a real life scenario, brings your value down. Okay. So having said that, the overall meeting was conducted in a great fashion. The meeting leaders performed their roles in a great fashion to their particular set criteria that they were given up. The Toastmaster of the evening had a wonderful theme, which was determination, and he was giving great message. Table Topics Master had wonderful lineup of topics, which were in line with the theme as well as the education session that was actually given at the earlier part of the meeting today. So with that, I wrap up my general evaluation session and I hand back the lectern to the Toastmaster of the evening. Toastmaster Hassan.
Thank you, General Evaluator, for the wonderfully conducting the evaluation session. Fellow Toastmaster, please give him a round loud of applause for conducting this energetic session. Dear fellow Toastmasters, I would like to remind you towards our theme again. Let us learn from this session today to be determined towards our goal. Never lose the hope in halfway, never give up, be consistent, and be focused, dedicated, and determined towards your goal. No one can compete you rather than yourself. It is you who determine the course of action for you. And as I said in the previous segment, that we shall never compete ourselves with others. Be the best of yours. and don't get afraid of taking any challenges. With this determination, let me wind up the session of today. I really enjoyed being the Toastmaster of the day for today's session. I would like to express my hearty gratitude and my thanks to all the meeting leaders, all the participants who took the roles and participated in different segments. Without that support, it was not able for me to conduct this nice and very helpful, lucrative session. So I express my hearty thanks to all of you who are present here. We are all the winners of today's session. With this, I would like to conclude my session and hand over the lectern back to the presiding officer, Distinguished Toastmaster S.R. Sridhar. Over to you.
Thank you, Hassan Hussain. Am I being? Yeah. Thank you, Hassan Hussain, for your wonderful conduct of the session, even though you are being given last moment. And I thank all the role players who rose to the occasion and conducted this meeting. And there were, with great tenacity, everyone did that job. And the speakers were really outstanding, both table topics and prepared speech. Dr. Sundar, results are ready. Kindly vote for the big three. Big three is Hassan Hussain for being a Toastmaster of the day, Mohammad Mateen for the table topics master, and Dr. Sundar for being a general evaluator. Okay, kindly vote.
The link has been shared.
Yeah. Yes, so while the voting is going on, I would like to say that our Vice President Education was sick today, so he couldn't make it since yesterday. And I'm thankful for Mudassar Farooq to really butting in and sending the agenda at the last moment. And it was really, really nice of him to have taken the responsibility and rose to the occasion. So next week we will finalize the agenda within 2, 3 or 4 before Tuesday or Wednesday, and we'll send out. And I will try to reach out to all the members within this week so that we have more audience, so that the Toastmastering impacts every member in his lives, personal and professional lives. And I would request everyone to bring their guests also.
The results are ready.
Okay. Yes. Can you announce the results, please?
Yes. Let me now share my screen for the results of today's meeting's winners. Okay. The best speaker for today's meeting is Toastmaster Mudassar Farooq. So the best speaker is Toastmaster Mudassar Farooq. Congratulations, Toastmaster Maya, for delivering an icebreaker speech. Best table topic speaker, Toastmaster Maya also. The best evaluator, Toastmaster Sundar. The best meeting leader, Toastmaster Mohammed Noman. And the best of big three, TMOD, Toastmaster Hassan. Congratulations to all of
you. Thank you. Congratulations to all the speakers. Today, I would say all the speakers did so well. And I'm really very much elated by the performance and the growth. All the speakers will grow with each and every evaluation every day. I would request, let us contact all the members so that they are being present the next time onwards. So So we will adjourn the meeting. We started 10 minutes late. We ended 8 minutes late. Okay, so next time we'll start on time and end on time, and we'll send all the meeting invites earlier. Okay, so meeting stands adjourned.